Hello, grade 5 students. Welcome to today's lesson. Our lesson today is Project Part 2 in Module 5. Let's discuss the objectives. Today we have only one objective. By the end of this video, you will be able to write a recipe using sequence words. Open your student book page 61 and your workbook page 51. Follow me. Do you remember yesterday's lesson? It was about healthy chocolate cake recipe. Do you remember how to write a recipe? Let me remind you of the things we need to write a recipe. First, we choose what we want to write about. Think of a simple recipe. Then, we have to make a list. Think about all the things you need for the recipe. We call these things the ingredients. Then, write the steps of how to make this recipe. Remember to add sequence words to show the order in which the steps must happen, such as first, second, next, then, and finally. Before you write, you need to think of your topic, brainstorm, and organize your ideas. Ask yourself some questions. First, what is my recipe? It may be a pizza, it may be an omelette, or a cake. Second, ask yourself this question. What do I need for my recipe? You have to write the ingredients of your recipe. For example, if your recipe is a pizza recipe, you will need flour, olive oil, some cheese, some tomatoes, some pepper, and chicken to make the pizza. If your recipe is an omelette recipe, you will need eggs, some cheese, some butter, some salt, and some pepper to make the omelette. If your recipe is a cake recipe, you will need flour, sugar, eggs, oil, some butter, and chocolate to make the cake. Next, you need to write the steps of your recipe. Don't forget to use the sequence words to show the order in which the steps must happen. Sequence words such as first, next, then, finally. Use the imperative to write the instructions, and these are some cooking verbs you can use. You can also use mix, put, add, fry, and serve. Then, ask yourself, how long do we bake or cook it for? It may be for 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or 40 minutes. Here are some examples. Bake it for 30 minutes. Cook it for 10 minutes. Finally, you can ask yourself, can I add something on the top of my recipe, like olives, lettuce, jam, or chocolate? Here are some examples. Add some olives on the top of the omelette. Add some chocolate sauce on the top of the cake. The second step is to write the first draft. It means to organize your ideas into sentences and paragraphs. Now, we have chosen the omelette. We will write a recipe to show how to make omelette. First, think of the ingredients. What do we need for the recipe? What do you think we need for the omelette? Excellent! We need eggs. 3 eggs. What else? Yes, a cup of cheese. We also need, very good, some butter. And, amazing, some salt and some pepper. Then, we will write the steps. Don't forget to add the sequence words to show the order in which the steps must happen. Now pause the video and start to write your own recipe. This is my writing. After we finish writing the first draft, we need to move on to the revising stage. To revise means to reread the writing and ask yourself, how can I make it better? Now, look at the first draft, read it carefully, and look at these words. Bowl. I think we need to add a word here to describe bowl. Whether it is large, small. And here, for this verb, I think we need to change it because we need to write it in the imperative form. Look at this. Omelette. Serve the omelette. I think we should add a word here, or we should add something to make it clear. Where can we serve the omelette? Now, look how the first draft changed. We added here an adjective to the word bowl. It became a large bowl. And here we changed the verb. We wrote it in the imperative form. So it became add, not adding. We removed the ing. And here we added something to make the sentence clear. We added here on a plate. So the sentence became serve the omelette on a plate. Now look at your first draft now. It looks nicer. After we finish revising, we need to move on to the editing stage. Editing means to correct errors in spelling, punctuation, and grammar. You can use COP strategy to edit your work. C is for capitalization. You have to make sure that you capitalize the first word in each sentence. O is for organization. You have to organize your writing to make it easy to read. You can organize your writing by using neat handwriting, letter spacing, and complete sentences. P is for punctuation. You have to make sure that you use correct punctuation. Add a full stop at the end of each sentence. S is for spelling. You need to check the spelling of the words you use. And don't forget to put a comma after the sequence words when they are placed at the beginning of a sentence. Look how we can make the editing. Look at the underlined words. Pause the video and think, what are the problems in these words? Of course, we need to capitalize the word first because we started the sentence with it. And here, eggs is written incorrectly. We have here a spelling mistake. And here, at the end of the sentence, we need to add a full stop before we start this sentence. And here, we have to add a comma after the sequence word second. Look at here. We have add with a capital letter in the middle of the sentence. We capitalized the word first. We checked the spelling for the word eggs, and we corrected it. We added here a full stop at the end of the sentence. We added a comma after the sequence word second. And here we corrected this mistake by replacing the capital A with a small a because it's in the middle of the sentence. We reached the last stage of the writing process, which is publishing. Publishing means to share your work with others after you finish revising and editing. And here is the final draft. Pause the video and take your time to read it loudly. Now, let me share it with you. First, break the eggs into a large bowl and beat them. Second, add the cheese and mix. Next, add some salt and pepper and mix again. Then, put some butter in the frying pan and melt it. Finally, put the egg mix in the frying pan and cook it for 3 minutes. Serve the omelette on a plate. Now it's your turn to write your own recipe. Think of a recipe. Write what you need to make this recipe, and then write the steps. Don't forget to use the sequence words: first, second, next, then, and finally. Don't forget also to write the verbs in the imperative form. We have achieved our objective today. We learned how to write a recipe using sequence words. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I hope you are able now to write your own recipe. We are looking forward to seeing your recipes on Teams. Write your own recipe, upload it to your teacher on Teams. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you. Bye bye.